Next up, Abhijit asks what percentage of the portfolio should be in small and micro cap funds. He's 35 years old and has a 15-year time horizon, Dhiren.
I would say that it should not be a very substantial part, but it depends on the person. If you have been in the market for, if you have been with equity investments, either through a mutual fund or investing in equity directly, and you have understood that, this is a way of life, something going up dramatically, or, market being volatile, you have been able to absorb it and you have been able to stick to a plan. Small and mid caps can well be 30, 40%, 50% of your portfolio, but it is for that investor who has appreciated what it is, and you can stick to that plan and you are still in the accumulation phase. You will keep investing through it. Small and mid cap funds, it is important, the two things when which is I would say rather three things which is crucial. But the first step is which is valid for all equity investment, that you should be averaging your investment. You should be investing only through SIP, never lump sum. That's one. But that is valid for all equity investments. Next comes that you have to invest for a full market cycle. If you are thinking, a lot of investors are getting attracted to small cap funds, mid cap funds today, simply because they have done very well only in the last 2-3 years, and they have done particularly well in the last 1 year. So when you look at these numbers, you are attracted, and I can tell you with reasonable understanding over looking at the fund performance, or market performance, or different components of the market performance over the last 25 years, that whenever it gets easy to invest in a kind of fund, it is generally not the appropriate time to invest in those kind of funds. In 2008 it became very easy for investors to invest in infrastructure funds, and that was generally not the appropriate time to invest in them. When in 2001 it became easy for investors to invest in technology funds, because there was complete confidence, they were going up and they were not showing any symptoms of correcting, then immediately after that investors lost money. So when it gets easy to invest, it gets hard to make money. And going by this principle, I think the kind of confidence that I see, I would say that there could be a not so great pleasant you may get an unpleasant surprise here. So that is why you should not have more than 30, 40%, 50%. But if you are following these rules, and then the third rule is for small and mid cap fund is that unlike the multi caps or the large caps or the balanced funds, I would say that where the manager has great flexibility, here the manager is a specialist, and all these funds are very unique. One small cap fund is very different from the other small cap funds, but the one large cap fund or the one multi cap fund is not very different. You will still come across 40% common holdings in such funds and such portfolios. So I would say that when it comes to the small cap funds, you need to keep a close eye on them. So review your investments every 2-3 years and be prepared to change them, and you will also need to particularly keep an eye on fund manager changes. A fund which you will be investing in, and if the fund manager goes away, I think you have higher uncertainty about the replicability or repeatability of that performance in future in a small cap fund more than other funds. So these are concerns. And of course investing for a full market cycle is mandatory.